Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Giselle Batohinog, the first reporter of Chapter 12 Case Analysis. Learning Outcomes. Particularly at the end of this chapter, the student should be able to understand the different part of case analysis, analyze and prepare a given case, understand the different part of strategic analysis, develop a strategic analysis paper, and analyze case according to a given form. Conducting case analysis. Oftentimes, organizations are confronted with problems that need solution. There are different modes of handling such concerns, one of which is the case method, adopted by successful leaders and managers. The case method has gained popularity for its versatility and functionality. A case is essentially a situation that requires a decision. It may be business, technical, or administrative in nature. Cases may be any of the following: an enumeration of factual data, a presentation of interrelated information, a pointing out of critical issues and urgent concerns, or an indication of pressing problems. To resolve a case, a systematic, logical, and formal process is involved. This is the case method. The case method consists of various cognitive activities like interpretation, analysis, and synthesis of facts and situation. More efficiently, the case method endures to the following. First, develop in the individual the ability to investigate minute details that are significant to. Second is enhance the individual's problem-solving skills, analytical adaptiveness, and critical thinking. Third is develop in the individual the ability to make important decisions based on the factual data in the context of organizational, local, and global environments. And fourth is provides the individual the opportunity to make proactive plans and competently. There are important considerations to remember in coming up with a good case analysis. There are the following. First is the individual has to clearly understand what the case is all about. Identification of the basic marks, concerns, or problems is essential. Second is supporting facts and appendices have to be carefully investigated. The intellectual and disagree of the impact of these details to the real issues at the hand have to be determined. Analytic of the case has to be conducted in the context of prevailing situation. Objectivity is equined in the solution of the case. Lastly, to help the individual understand and at the case it is helpful to underline important facts and take down notes. Contents of case analysis. A case analysis generally comprises the following components arranged in this order: title of the case, time, context, perspective, central issues, statement of objects, areas of consideration, internal environment, strength, weakness, external environment is opportunities and threats, alternative courses of action, decision metrics, conclusion, recommendation, action plan. Time context. Time context is the case method refers to the duration of the case. All cases have to be studied and solved with time as an important consideration in some instances. What is considered as practical, advantageous, relevant, and best today may not be been 30 years ago. Furthermore, certain decisions arrive at may have become moot and academic due to change and developments, whether organizational, local, or global. In the other words, stating the specific period in solving a case is necessary. So, time context. It is the case method refers to the specific period during which the case is analyzed and resolved. It is crucial to consider the time frame as it influences the relevance and practicality of decision. What might be effective today could have been impractical or irrelevant. Some decision may become outdated due to change in organizational, local, or global context. Perspective. In analyzing and solving the case, the individual states specifically from whose point of view he/she is looking at the case. It is highly recommended that the standpoint chosen by the individual be that of one credible, competent, and with the rightful authority and the power to make decision. In short, it can be from the perspective of the president, vice president for operation, the marketing, finance, or human resources manager or supervisor. The outlook of an outsider is never acceptable. So, when analyzing and resolving a case, it is important to specify the perspective from which the analysis is conducted. The chosen standpoint should be from a credible, competent individual with the authority to make decisions, such as president, vice president, or manager in the operation, marketing, finance, or human resources. Their perspective of an outside is not acceptable. Central issue. Every case involves a problem or a situation that requires a compounding solution or course of action. Care should be taken in earlier, clearly identifying the real or root issue because many of these issues may be significant or trivial. A central issue is a condition that necessitates a resolution. It may be a dilemma or a certainty or simply a major concern that needs to be addressed, but not necessarily to be corrected. Sometimes only improvements, enhancement, or realignments are needed. When taking a course of action, here are the steps to follow. So, central issue is every case involve a core problems or situation that requires a solution or action. It is crucial to clearly identify the central issues as may peripheral issues is primary condition that necessitates attention and resolution.
So, good evening, sir. I am the next reporter. So, the central issues. Every case involves a problem or situations that requires a compounding solutions or course of actions. Care should be taken in clearly identifying the real or out issue, because many of these issues may be significant or trivial. A central issue is a condition that necessitates a resolution. It may be a dilemma, uncertainty, or simply a major concern that needs to be addressed, but that not necessarily to be corrected. Sometimes it only improvements, enhancements, or realignments are needed. When taking a core of actions, uh, here are the steps to follow. So the central issue is a case it is that the main problem or situations that needs a solutions. It is crucial to clearly identify this issue, as it may be significant and require attentions. The central issue can be a dilemma, uncertainty, or a major concerns that needs resolutions or improvements. For example, is decrease in sales, outdated equipment, or efficiency in employees can be central issues that requires addressing. So, next, analyze the central issues. Look into the facts that brought about these concerns. One way of doing this is to discover obvious signs that are worth analyzing, like decrease in sales and number of customers, increase in the number of rejects and complaints, low market share, outmoded equipment and facilities, inefficiency of employees, lack of financial resources, and other organizational concerns. In fact, all of these can be categorized in mm, five major aspects that concern related to labor, materials, methodology, machinery, or money. Here, labor refers to human resources, material refers to raw materials and other supplies. Methodology refers to process, machinery refers to equipment and facilities, and the money refers to the compensations, benefits, and incentives. So B is look for the other related details. Who are the people involved? What are the cost considerations? What is the degree of gravity of the problem? What are the managerial, operational, uh, financial, human resources, technological, or environmental implications? Next is prioritize these problems according to impact on the organizations and according to the degree of importance or urgency and criticality. Impact can be classified into five: to a very great extent, four; to a great extent, three; to a moderate extent, two; to a last extent, and one; to a very last extent. Problems are considered important because they have to be solved. Concern and urgent when there is a need to attend to them immediately. Finally, they are considered critical if the individual, department, or organizations has little or no capability to address them at all. So next is statement of objectives. So the statements of objectives enumerates the specific goals to be achieved. It helps to determine which alternative courses of actions can be taken to solve the case. Set objectives should essentially process the following features: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound, or SMART. So the statement of objectives is the specific goals that need to be achieved to solve the case. These objectives should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. They help in determining the alternative courses of actions that can be taken to address the central issue effectively. Next is areas of considerations. Having identified the central issue and having set the specific objectives, the next step is to look into the areas of considerations. The areas of considerations are the facts of the case. They are dominant variables or organizational, local, and even global environments that may have contributed to the problem or may have been the root cause of the central issue itself. So these areas of considerations are related in one way or another to any of different functional areas of the organizations like finance, productions, operations, marketing, or human resource. To make the analysis more comprehensive and complete, a SWOT analysis is recommended. The term SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Both strength and weaknesses are internal to the organization, while opportunity and threats are external. So, areas of considerations is the central issue and setting objectives. The next step is to consider that uh, areas of considerations are the facts of the case and are related to different functional areas of the organizations like finance, production, marketing, and etc. Conducting a SWOT analysis like strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats can provide a comprehensive understanding of the situations. So next is alternative courses of actions. Once the areas of considerations have been analyzed, the individual comes up with the alternative courses of actions. An alternative is an option to take or to choose to make. Alternative courses of actions possess the following characteristics, which is they are mutually exclusive with no redundancies or overlaps. They are independent each other. They specify the period. They are realistic, relevant, and appropriate. So alternative courses of actions is once that areas of considerations have been analyzed, alternative courses of actions are developed. These alternative are options to choose or choices that mutually exclusive, realistic, relevant, and appropriate. They should be specified the period for implementations and be independent of each other. So the next is decision matrix. Having enumerated the alternative courses of actions, the individual comes up with decision matrix. And decisions is a judgment, a resolutions, or a conclusions to make. In completely arriving at a decision, a standardized point of reference can be applied to justify the conclusions. A good criterion is combinations of important measures like the rest involved if one were to choose a particular course of actions. The costs entailed to implement the decision, the benefits derived, the ease of implementations, and assessing each alternative courses of actions. A rating scales from 1 to 5 is used, to 5 being the highest and 1 the lowest variables. So first is 5 is the less risky and is the most risky. For cost, 5 is the least costly and is the most costly. For benefits, derive 5 is the most beneficial and 1 is the least beneficial. For the ease of implementations, 5 is the easiest of implement and is the most difficult to implement. So the table of contents matrix, alternative rest involves cost incurred, benefits derived, case of implementations, and then the salvos is the total. So decision matrix, after listening the alternative courses of actions, a decision matrix is created on evaluate each options. The decision matrix helps in making a judgment or resolutions based on important measures like risk, cost, benefits, and ease of implementations. Each alternative is assessed using a rating scale from 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest and with 5 being the highest and 1 being the lowest for factors, the rest, cost, benefits, and ease of implementations.
Conclusions. Day 1. The highest accumulated voice score of recommended conclusion. Recommendation. Once of evaluation is complete and the conclusion has been arrived. Actions plan or Gantt chart. An action plan should accompany your recommendations. It's a program of activities that include of the following. Strategies Case Bank. Eastern Bank is Young Universe Bank in Country Management Qualification. Orientation branch is selling for fast few tops and middle managers on a mass. There are the title case, Eastern Bank, time, context, and January 14 central issues, state objectives, areas, and considerations. Alternate courses actions, efficient collection of loans, reflections of the others. There are the examples. And that is the charts of grand charts. This is for the examples of the chart box. And that's all. Thank you.